For Hype Plus, I'm Tatiana LaJoy. The dating life of Kanye West is something that has been widely discussed after having several relationships play out in the public eye. Kanye West is how most of us were introduced to Amber Rose. We all knew Kim Kardashian, but her relationship with Kanye took her to the next level. What many don't know is that before all the fame, album releases, and record-breaking numbers, Kanye was introduced to fashion early in his career when he was dating fashion designer Alexis Phifer in the early 2000s. During this time, Alexis influenced Kanye to change his wardrobe from Chicago rapper / college boy attire to high fashion with a clean aesthetic. They were together for about 6 years and were engaged in 2006. Since then, Kanye has been able to slowly but surely make a powerful name for himself in the fashion industry, leveraging the connections that he was able to initially establish when he was with Alexis. Kanye has since dated women such as Amber Rose, Kim Kardashian, but if you study the timeline of those relationships, Kanye was the one that elevated both of their statuses. Being together for 6 years at the beginning of Kanye's career, Alexis was the one that had a huge impact on Kanye's career by introducing him to the fashion world. This begs the question of, if Alexis wasn't in the picture, would Kanye be the billionaire that he is today? Here's what happened to Alexis Phifer. Born on October 1st, 1976, Alexis Phifer was born and raised in Los Angeles, California, where she also went to fashion school and earned a degree in fashion and designing. In a 2012 interview with Style Blazer, Alexis explained how her grandmother sparked her love for fashion by taking her to fashion shows when she was younger. My grandmother would take my 2 cousins and I to fashion shows at Neiman Marcus and Saks, and I remember thinking, wow, these girls look amazing. So after the show, she would take us backstage and we would get to meet the designers. And I think it was love at first sight because I just knew that was something I wanted to do. I just loved that whole creative part of it. While Alexis was in school, she spent time with a close friend of hers, Pega and Varian, who was an independent designer that started her own fashion line. While Alexis was in school, she studied Pega's methods and launched her own clothing line called Kita, and this launched her fashion entrepreneurship. Kanye and Alexis met in 2002, 2 years before he released The College Dropout, which catapulted his career. Ye reported that he admired the way Alexis conducted business within her industry. I've learned that no matter what, you always have to be yourself and hold your head up high and have respect for yourself. I've learned that the industry can get a bad rep, but if you're able to be around certain people and experience new things, just take it as something that's good and learn from it and be inspired by it, because there is definitely inspiration. And about being in a high-profile relationship, just keep your business to yourself. Kanye proposed to Alexis in 2006 on a vacation in the Italian island Capri. Sources have reported that Kanye's mother was a strong advocate for the relationship and was a big reason why Kanye decided to propose, since he respected his mother's opinion so much. Even though Donda West gave her blessing, Kanye's world would collapse on November 10, 2007 when Donda unexpectedly passed away from plastic surgery complications. Kanye and Alexis's relationship couldn't survive the trauma that Kanye was experiencing at the time, and they separated in 2008. It's rumored that Kanye's album 808s and Heartbreaks was largely inspired by Alexis. In an interview for People magazine, Alexis said, "It's always sad when things like this end, and we remain friends. I wish him the best in his future and all his endeavors. He's one of the most talented people I've ever met." In a 2011 interview with Vibe magazine, Alexis said, "I think after experiencing being with somebody that is a celebrity, it's really nice to have your anonymity. I'm a mom, so I would much rather be able to be out with my son and have nobody recognize me. I really think that's a cool thing as opposed to doing red carpets or something like that. But only if it's really pertaining to my line, because that's what I'm trying to sell. I'm not really trying to sell myself." Kanye started dating Amber Rose the same year he ended things with Alexis, and they received a lot of attention as a couple. In a 2012 interview, Amber was asked about Kanye's exes.
Kanye had other girlfriends before me. No one gave them the attention that I got because of me. Yeah. It's me, you know?
In the Vibe magazine interview, Alexis was asked about the statement that Amber Rose made about the media not caring about Kanye's exes. "I believe that you get what you want out of a situation, and Kanye will tell you that I didn't want that attention. It's weird. I'll get on the red carpet and over-criticize myself. I don't want that attention. She wanted that, and that's what she got out of it. But if I want to go to King magazine right now and be in a sexy bathing suit, I'm sure I generate some type of interest. It's just the decisions you make that put you where you are. She is where she's at because that's where she wants to be, and I'm where I'm at because that's where I want to be also." I was kind of like, girl, please. I just laughed that off and brushed that one right off my shoulders. She doesn't really know what she's saying, so I can't even be mad at her. She doesn't even know the half. Following their breakup, Alexis then went on to work as an intern for the Vanity Group's boutique agency. In June 2018, she created an all-inclusive clothing brand called A Threads, where she currently works as a CEO and creative director. Her intention behind creating this brand was to offer authentic female designs where she mindfully chooses herself. Alexis is not very active in the public eye, but we have seen her in 2020 at the Grammy Awards as the Billboard's guest fashion expert. It's no secret that Black men have a reputation for getting successful with a Black woman, and then once the success hits, leaving her for a woman of another race. Kanye actually alluded to something similar to this in his song Gold Digger. Of course, at the time of the song's release, he was still dating Alexis, but it wouldn't take him long to prove his own point. Kanye wasn't just speaking from experience here, as we have statistics to help back him up. According to ABC News, in 2008, 22% of Black male newlyweds married someone who wasn't Black. According to the Pew Research Center, Black men are twice as likely than Black women to have a spouse of a different race. The poll taken back in 2017 shows Black men have a 24% likelihood of marrying outside their race, while Black women are at 12%. Why is it that Black men are notorious for doing this when they reach a certain height in their career? In 2008, a book was released called Why Black Men Love White Women, going beyond sexual politics to the heart of the matter. The book examines interracial dating and does its best to answer the question, why do high-profile Black men date and marry white women? The answer, of course, is complicated, but ultimately, it examines media influence, the need for power and status, while bringing in cultural and psychological examples throughout history, including slavery. Kanye West often compares himself to figures like Steve Jobs and Walt Disney. With his billion-dollar Yeezy empire and his exploration into Donda Sports and Academy, he's well on his way. He said himself, "No one man should have all that power." Mr. West also loves statuses as he constantly name drops brands like Gucci, Balmain, and Balenciaga. A white woman by their side is considered the ultimate status symbol by some high-profile Black men. This can be stemmed from media influence, which the book also covers. Since Kanye and Alexis broke up, Kanye has been romantically linked with Amber Rose, Kim Kardashian, Julia Fox, and briefly Chaney Jones. With the exception of Fox, they all have similar features and have been highlighted in media representation for decades. These features include long straight hair, a small nose, pierced lips, and lighter skin. Fast forward to today where African features are in style, once again thanks to media influence. Full lips, wide hips, a big butt, and even braided hair are in the mainstream. The Kardashians are partly to blame, even though African features are more widely accepted and coveted. Having lighter skin is still a part of that package. Whoever Kanye is with, he seems to elevate their status. Amber Rose was introduced to us through Kanye West. Obviously, Kim was a well-known celebrity in her own right, but when she got with Kanye, the two became billionaires. Kanye was able to use his fashion sense to elevate not only his own image, but also that of the Kardashians. The family's aesthetic changed drastically when Kim and Kanye started dating, and they became more high-profile, getting invited to events like the Met Gala, which they were never considered for attendance before. If Alexis wasn't in Kanye's life to influence his fashion, he may not be the successful man that he is today. Kanye has been able to change the culture of hip-hop and open doors for entertainers that desire to enter the fashion industry. If Kanye was never bit by the fashion bug while he was with Alexis, where would he be in his career today? In many cases, the women with men on the come-up are the unsung heroes that supported their partners through the growing pains and disappointments. Many also directly or indirectly influence the level of success that these men have gained. As Kanye's schemes and public statements get more and more outrageous and unbearable to deal with, the common consensus is that everyone misses the old Kanye. Interestingly enough, back in May 2018, Snoop Dogg was a guest on The Breakfast Club and commented on Kanye saying that slavery was a choice. Snoop would simply say that Kanye has no Black women around him. I'm just saying, and I hate to make this a black and white thing, but Kanye doesn't have any Black women in his life. And that's when I start to think about how his mother was instrumental in his life. And that's when I started to sympathize and think, maybe the women in his life should look into getting him some help from some women that are stronger than him. You can't be afraid to ask for help. We all know how much influence Jay-Z has had on Kanye throughout his career. Jay-Z once rapped, Marilyn Monroe, she's quite nice, but why all the pretty icons always all white? Put some color girls in the MoMA. Half these bras ain't got nothing on Willona. Don't make me bring Thelma in it. Bring Halle, bring Penelope, and Selma in it. Back to my Beyoncés, you deserve 3 stacks, word to Andre. Jay-Z's decision to highlight Black women and shout out his own, Beyonce seemed to be a bit of a turning point in hip-hop, as the music started to stray away from the degradation of Black women to celebrating them. One could only wish that Kanye West was inspired by what Jay-Z was preaching. Kanye's transition from Alexis Phifer to Amber Rose, Kim Kardashian, and eventually Julia Fox can be considered a loss. He's done his best to try and emulate his big brother Jay-Z, but there's one more thing he could pick up from him outside of his music and business strategies, and that's the love of a Black woman. Stay up to date with the latest news and comedy by subscribing here to our YouTube channel. Follow Comedy Hype across all social media and look out for original content on our new streaming service at comedyhype.com. For Hype Plus, I'm Tatiana LaJoy.